I've had stem cells and platelet-rich plasma injected into my penis, and also just my joints, my blood in general. And it really restores like youthfulness and vitality to everything from skin to hair to nails to joints to genitals. I mean, it's kind of a cool science. I would just caution people to primarily, if you're going to do this, utilize your own stem cells, not other people's stem cells. But there are two ways that you could get around that. There are what are called V cells, which are kind of like a pluripotent cell that seem to act very similarly to a stem cell, and then also exosomes, which are growth factors released by cells that act as signaling molecules that are often combined nowadays by stem cell practitioners with stem cells or with platelet-rich plasma, but that also can be used in isolation and seem to be acting similar to stem cells. So I would say kind of like the top of the totem pole would be your own stem cells, like fat cells or bone cells that you have harvested and stored that you can re-inject into tissue that needs it, preferably combined with PRP or exosomes. If you can't afford that, then just get, or let's say you're too old to harvest your stem cells and you're concerned about their age, then you would just do exosomes or V cells. And I would say the most risky at this point, in my opinion, would be relying upon umbilical or amniotic, or you can't do this in the USA, but you can go overseas to do it, placental.
Okay. You'd had a bit of an accident, hadn't you? Kind of your bike.
Yeah, my wrist, my shoulder. I mean, I bit it pretty hard. I got hit by a car, and so I just bounced off the pavement and made love to the asphalt with primarily my face and my head.
And did you use stem cells to help you recover from that as well?
Yeah, I had some stem cells sent up to my house that I had stored, and then I injected myself with mannitol, which is basically like a sugar alcohol that increases blood-brain barrier permeability. And after I injected the mannitol, I followed that up by injecting myself with my own stem cells so that once the blood-brain barrier was permeable, the stem cells would pass into the brain and allow for more rapid healing of neuronal cells that had been damaged by the concussion that I had. So I did that, and then I also had a practitioner using digital thermography, like an ultrasound, go and inject my wrist, my elbow, and my shoulder on that left side that had kind of bounced off the pavement. And I felt like I healed up pretty quickly by doing that. I read a book a day, so there's a lot of books. Yeah, I read a book a day. And so there's a lot of books that I recommend, but I would say really good one in terms of just overall perspective on life and kind of helping you to create a filter to see life through would be Seeking Wisdom by Charlie Munger, who also has another really good book called Poor Charlie's Almanac. He is the partner of Warren Buffett. So that would be a book I'd recommend. Would be Seeking Wisdom.
Okay.
And then as far as a daily practice for nitric oxide, for nervous system regulation, for a variety of health reasons, including cellular resilience and kind of that hormetic effect, I would say some kind of cold exposure every day. I mean, ideally that's combined with sunlight, good minerals, good water, grounding, earthing, all these other things we can do to enhance our mitochondrial health. But a cold shower or cold soak or a cold bath or jumping into a cold, icy, for me, I love to go down to the Spokane River and just jump in the river. For me to swim across the whole river and come back across the river takes me about 7 minutes or so. And so for me, that's just like if I'm just driving home or I happen to be riding my bike or whatever, like I jump in the river, I swim across the river and back, and man, you just feel like $1,000,000.